Alright, so I had intended to do these nightmare Izual runs. Yeah, right here. As a stream to get them all done at once. Or at least a lot of them. Where is he? Hello? Right here. But I think that's not going to be what happens. For the sake of continuing my progress, I'm just going to do, 15 to 30 minute videos at a time of killing Izual until I reach probably level 50 or 55 or so. I'm not entirely certain which level I want to get to. But because of my work schedule, which is pretty erratic, and it's manual labor, so I'm very tired when I get home. I'm usually not like, heck yeah, let's go play some Diablo 2 now. I'm more like, sleep time, and that's about it. Uh, so, so I'm doing it like this. Like I said, just for the sake of continued progress, so that I don't just stop doing these videos, uh, because that's the more likely alternative. If I wait for a live stream, is that I'll just never do this again. And because I like the number go up simulator, uh, I'll just go ahead and keep posting it like this on days that I have the time, availability, and energy to make a short little video of killing Izual even more. Should only take a few days of doing this, although that won't necessarily be consecutive days on the calendar. We'll just have to see. Most likely it will not be consecutive days on the calendar. I do have another thing that's been kind of taking a lot of my time and energy is I have a mandatory car repair. And so I've been unable to purchase like a full week of groceries because I have no way to get it home. And so I've been like going to the corner store and buying food for today, every day. And that takes a pretty good chunk of time. So once I believe at the end of next week, I'll be able to get my car fixed. And then I will have more free time in the evenings that's not already accounted for. Because I'll have food at the house. And that won't just help me, making Diablo 2 videos, that will help me a lot in general. I live in a part of town where driving is basically mandatory. So it would be good to get that fixed. But you can see here, Izual dies pretty easily. Getting mobbed isn't really too much of an issue by the monsters. I think, the two ways that this map could be better is if he were slightly closer, although this is still very good. slightly closer to the stairs. Like he could be literally like this close. That is a thing that can happen. And the other thing that could make this map slightly better, although I haven't really checked, and so it might be that good, is if they were like, not really here necessarily, but if when you go down the stairs between you and Izual, there's a pack of champions, then that can be really powerful for leveling as well. Because then in the process of killing Izual, you will usually kill the champions before you kill him, simply because they have less life. And so that probably doesn't quite double your experience, but it definitely noticeably increases your experience gain per run. Uh, you do not get experience from the monsters that die when he dies, but of course, obviously, you do get experience from the ones that you kill while you are killing him. And it's not negligible. It does matter, but I think not enough to go out of your way to like seek more monsters. If this is the method of experience gain that you choose to use. And I think it's a very good one. You might try the council. I believe the whole council gives similar experience to one Izual kill. And then you don't have to worry nearly as much about rolling a good map. I would say that if you're going to do the council instead of Izual, and maybe I'll make this as a video, but maybe not too, is to go ahead and do roll your map until you find one that likes to drop skulls so that you can cube skulls while you're leveling, and then re-roll rare amulets. That could make doing the council worthwhile.
Hail to you, champion.
So it's been about 7 minutes, and you can see I've used 100 durability. So at about the 15-minute mark, I should have to repair again. And we'll see what happens. I might have already had some durability lost, I suppose, when I started. So it might not have been quite 7 minutes. Maybe it's more like 8 or 10, depending on what my starting durability was at the beginning of the video. But you can definitely see that having 125 durability from a failed unique greatly reduces the amount of trips to Halbu for repair versus a non-unique pike, which has only 25 durability. Sometimes with 25 durability, you'll repair after only 1 or 2 runs. So that can become quite tedious. And the other thing that kind of like I use some of my energy for right now outside of my new job. Um, you know, prior to that, I was unemployed doing basically nothing. is I have a card collection that I'm selling on eBay. Um, and so sometimes if I have some energy when I get home from work, I'm like, well, I could play Diablo 2 and work on my YouTube with the hope of someday monetizing, or I could work on cards where hope is not required because they monetize as soon as I post them. And relative to my income, the sale values are uh, significant. Also relative to my expenses, so it is very much worthwhile for me to sell them. It's not a case of like, oh, I'm selling my childhood cards, this sucks. Um, my nostalgia was already gone, so turning them into money is perfectly fine for me. I'm not like, darn, this sucks every time I sell cards. I'm like, heck yeah, money. But it still takes, a bit of energy to do the whole process of cataloging them and taking pictures and making sure I'm going to have time available to get to the post office and that sort of thing. Which lately has been, the post office is like an hour walk one way from me. So that's pretty significant. Whereas, if I was going to drive, then it's maybe 10 minutes. So, should be that when I get my car repaired, I'll have more time and energy to dedicate for this sort of thing, cards and YouTube. And groceries. So a bit over 1.5 levels in 13 minutes. That's maybe like 1 2/3 levels. I'm about to ping. Yeah, there it is. And I'm going to go ahead and go at least until the next repair. And maybe the one after that, but probably not. Uh, if I do 2 levels a day, then in theory I'll be done in, what, like, dang, that's a lot. Yeah, I'll be done in about 7 videos, so there you go. You're probably, to those of you who watch everything I put out, which I think there are a few, you get several days of Izual to look forward to, unless I'm feeling particularly energetic and make a live stream where I just do it for like 2 hours. Uh, but a lot of these issues that I'm having are uh, dilemmas of my own making. So it just kind of is what it is. So hopefully I will be able to take Diablo 2 off of the back burner. I can already in general, compared to the first 2 weeks, my energy levels are getting better when I get home, but it's still uh, I think a bit of a way to go before I just feel fine all the time again. And then I'll be able to do all of the things that I want to do, that I can simultaneously afford to do. Yesterday, yeah, it was yesterday, I went out and picked some berries, wild blackberries. The area where I picked them in last year, they mowed early, and I think for that reason, the crop this year is not nearly as big as it was 2 years ago. Last year I couldn't pick anything. They mowed and that was that. Um, and they being the county, because I pick on county property. And so they mowed before the crop was ready, and so there, I think a lot of the berries that would have been left to drop their seeds were not left to drop their seeds. And so this year's crop is greatly reduced. Uh, I got probably about half the amount in the same amount of time as I was able to pick 2 years ago when the crop was very good. 2 years ago, I picked 5 gallons of berries for myself. Um, this year, of course, I don't have as much free time. I picked once yesterday. I'll probably, pick again one or two more times, but I'm not going to be making a big effort to go out and pick tons and tons of berries. Um, Most likely, what will happen is the berries can be on my way home from church on Sunday, and so I might just bring a bucket with me and pick some on the way home, uh, just kind of casually rather than like I'm gonna go pick for 4 hours kind of thing. Uh, like pick enough to have with lunch and like that's it. I enjoy picking berries. Um, it is one of the things that I have filled out for myself a while ago. Ooh, did you see my health bar there? I filled out for myself a while ago, like maybe in November or something like that. Um, a I made a printout of article of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and I went through and like put a filled out all the stuff. Like here is all the things that I can do that would make me feel better about myself. And of course, one of the things for me is spending time in nature. I enjoy camping and hiking and that kind of thing. And so picking berries qualified in that uh, category, I guess. Things that I can do that make me feel good about myself. So I picked like oh, I don't know. I really don't know how many it was. So they have these salad containers, like the plastic clamshell containers for the 5-ounce salad. It was actually a 5-ounce arugula box, 5 ounce by weight. And arugula weighs nothing, and there's a lot of airspace in those boxes. Um, you might call it rocket or rocket. And it's I shop at Kroger, so if you also shop at Kroger, the small personal salad rather than the large salad plastic container. And I filled that about 2/3 of the way with berries, so however much that is. And it took me like an hour and a half of picking. And I've eaten half of them today I had with my dinner. I had berries and cottage cheese, and I bought a box of mixed nuts that were half off. Normally I don't buy nuts because they're expensive. Um, Also, a lot of times uh, they can have corn oil on them, which I cannot eat. These ones don't have corn oil or cornstarch in the ingredients list, so hopefully they're fine. They also don't say on the container that they were processed in a facility that also processes wheat. So again, hopefully they're fine, but I guess I'll find out. So I had berries, cottage cheese, and nuts for dinner. So once I level here, which I guess I just did, I'll go ahead and repair my stuff and call that a video. Um,
Hail
to
to you,
you,
champion.
champion. Alright,
What do you need?
nothing. I don't even know why I'm looking here. But yeah, that's it. Um, there might be more tomorrow, probably not. Otherwise, hopefully no later than Sunday evening is when I would post the next one, but time will tell. I do have a Dungeons and Dragons game that I am participating in as a player on Sunday evening on twitch.tv/technofunkboy. Like that. Um, it's a Dragonlance game, and I am playing as a cleric with 5 intelligence score. So he's, but really high wisdom. So like he understands things, but he doesn't know things, and it's pretty fun. Let's see. I want whirlwind. I want natural resists. Okay. Now I have 5 and 5 for whirlwind and natural resists. So I'm going to start working on battle orders if I remember. See you next time, and you will hear me next time.